What's up, guys, and welcome back to an episode of the Aston Villa series, and it is that time again. We've got to recap start of Season 3, so obviously we've got to go over the transfers that happened during the summer as we prepare for our debut season in the Europa League. Obviously, debut in this series, because obviously Aston Villa have been in Europe beforehand, so in real life, so this is in this, say, our debut season. And Season 3, to have already got European football, is way ahead of schedule for what I planned, and way ahead of what we achieved last year on FM13 in with the QPR team. So I think that's way ahead of schedule on what we did with that. Off the top of my head it is. Anyway, transfers. So first one, you're thinking, who the hell is Mei Yongzi? Mei Yongzi is a Chinese new gen who I picked up on a free transfer, as you see. He's now on loan at QPR, playing a couple games, not doing great. He's a former Shandong Luwen player. Chinese international. Yeah, he is Chinese international. I downloaded, they recently got a new, off of sourcesoutside.com, a new gen hairstyle, or actually last year was the hairstyle, this year I think they've done whole face, because this guy looked different when I signed him. There's because I've noticed it on a lot of places. Like, you know, new gens random, like, 16-year-olds are bold. Like, the amount of bold 16-year-olds I've seen from in FM is ridiculous. And what it does is just goes through and just gets rid of all of that sort of thing, gives them realistic hairstyles. Although I found I've never seen it before, I found someone who actually has shades on. They've given them sunglasses. I don't know why, maybe because it's the Edgar Davids thing, I don't know. But that's the thing, so his hairstyle has changed. So some of the new gens now in my game might be a little bit different to yours if you've got the default. So it's worth going to check out. Just go on sourcesoutside.com and just go on the add-ons under the downloads, and it's on there. Next player, Sam Byram from Leeds, who's not a new gen, who's now been loaned straight back to Leeds. That's part of the agreement, because I don't need him this season, so it's fine for him to go out and play a little bit more for them. So that should be good. Ola John is the next guy, bought in from Benfica. I'm really pleased with this deal. How much did I pay for him? 1 million quid for Ola John. Like, that is a steal of a deal for this guy. They paid 7 and a bit million for him from FC Twente. This guy's got so much potential, and I believe he'll become very, very good. Aaron Cresswell, the former Ipswich player we bought from Hull. Such a good deal. This guy should be in the future. Okay, he's 25 now, so he's not a young guy anymore. But I think he'll become a England international fairly soon if he plays well. Next player is Anthony Knockaert from from Leicester. A guy I've seen quite a lot of in real life. I'm going to be playing him as a striker. Now I'll go over who plays in what position in a little bit, but yeah, I consider him a striker. Oh, actually, I don't know. I consider him a bit of a utility player, because obviously he can play in lots of positions. Striker, wingers, either wing, pretty much, sort of, kind of either wing. Attacking midfield is his default position, his best one apparently. But next player is Wijnaldum. I probably butchered that. Jorginho Wijnaldum. Bought him in from PSV on a free transfer. Did that deal last season, and he's not going to be playing as attacking midfield. He'll be a central deep line playmaker, unless I change the tactic, of course. Jorge Enriquez is the next guy brought in on a free transfer. Now I'm really chuffed to bits with this deal, because I think this is potentially going to be the bargain of the season. I mean, look at those physical stats, mental stats, technical. Saw how good he was in last year's game, so really chuffed with that one. Bought Fernando in from Porto for how much did I pay in the end? 4 million plus a player, and that player was Fabian Delph. So a defensive midfielder. He's now my vice captain as well. They've had him on the transfer list for since the game started, pretty much. And he's barely played, as you see, for them. But I'm really pleased. He's already valued, what was that, 11 million? 11 million. His value's already gone up to 11 million. He's actually Brazilian. I think he's now got dual nationality. But he is actually Brazilian, so that's the thing. Alvaro Morata has joined us from on a free transfer. He left Real Madrid. He's another striking option. I said I was going to rebuild the striking department, and I have gone some way to doing that. Stefan Jovetic is someone I've brought in on loan, another striker. So that's good. He's actually my first choice striker at the moment, but Carlos Vieira is, of course, still very much in my mind as being the best. Our long-term solution up front. James Tompkins is someone I brought in for 3.5 million from West Ham, just because I got rid of Who did I get rid of? I got rid of a centre back. I'll go over who I got rid of in a minute, but I lost the centre backs, so I had to replace them. And James Tompkins, West Ham got relegated in here, so I thought I quite like James Tompkins in real life, so I figured I'd go and get him. Christian Atsu, the Chelsea player, although did he even play a game for Chelsea? He never played a game for Chelsea in the game. He got loaned to Vitesse in real life, and then again in the game. So he's never played. So we picked him up for £3 million. Bit of a bargain. Just under 19.5 million we spent. We made just over 20 million. So again, we're in profit in terms of what we made. Vyman went to Hull. Bennett went to Watford. Mohamed Sissoko went to Grasshoppers. Byron was still on loan. Bafétimbi Gomez went to Lille. Reva got sold to Sao Paulo. Now that one was because he's 30 years old, and I wasn't very impressed with him last season. He wasn't pulling up any trees for us. He couldn't get in the team, to be honest, because we had Baker and Virginie. Yabaku Silla, someone I was a bit reluctant to sell him, but I've got other options now, better options. So he went for 3.8 million to Marseille, which I'm not. I don't know. I'm disappointed because I quite like him, but. It's just best for the club. Jed Steers gone on loan to Blackpool. Darren Bent, Agbon Lahore, Samir Carruthers, Mickey Drennan all got released. Now Bent was on like 60 grand or something, 65 grand, something like that. Agbon Lahore was on 55 plus, which has just saved us a ton of money in wages for players I don't need anymore. Al Hamadi went for a free. Delp obviously was part of the Fernando deal. Albrighton got sold to Reading. Kozak got sold to Norwich. Foose, the American. See, he looked different before. He's gone on loan to Atalanta. Hopefully he'll get lots of game time there. He is a crucial player. Apparently that was the agreement. So hopefully he will play a lot. Joshua Webb's gone to Derby, another player to develop a lot. Luke Byrne from our academy. He's gone on loan to Blackburn again. Hopefully he'll get a good role. All of them have got a crucial key player, whatever it is. All of them in terms of Mei Yongzi as well. And Romeo went to Zenit for 7.8 million because he was really pissed off that I brought in other guys, and he said he wasn't going to get any game time. And to be honest, he's right, because I wasn't going to be playing him ahead of the likes of Jorge Enriquez, Fernando, or Wijnaldum in that midfield. So with regards to the players in terms of what position, actually no, we'll go over fixtures first. Sorry, three pre-season games scored. Won 4-0, 4-0, 5-0, so didn't concede a goal, scored loads of goals ourselves. Today we're playing Newcastle. This season, who got promoted? I don't even think I showed that last year. Who got promoted? Yeah, go down. It was Crystal Palace, Reading and Norwich came up. So this season, I think this season the league is a bit harder. I'd say it's harder this year. This is going to be a harder division, particularly with the Europa League. So it's going to be a bit of a test for us. But anyway, with regards to positions, Valdez is our number one goalkeeper now. Luna is our centre back. Our left back. Baker is our centre back, but he is injured, so that's why Akore starts today. Virginie is the other centre back who did amazingly well, Argentinian international. Lowton is still the right back, although I hope to get Adam Smith into the team. We've got a bit of a decision I have at the end of the season because Adam Smith, Lowton, and Byram will be our right backs. And I like all three of them, so there's going to be a bit of a toss-up between who I get rid of. I've not even begun to decide yet who. Fernando is our anchor man at the moment. Enriquez is going to play that ball-winning midfielder role. Wijnaldum is someone I'm training to develop into that, to become a natural central midfielder, just because I feel like I want a central midfielder who's very creative. Not necessarily overly bothered about how good they are defensively, because Fernando and Enriquez are excellent defenders, so that's not really an issue for me at the moment. It's just about them being really creative, but I do want them that little bit deeper. And Wijnaldum was a free transfer, so he was the most logical option to get. Kearney's going to Swansea, I think I've done the deal for 1.5 million. Hopefully he'll be moving on soon. That'll be another profit because he was a free transfer as well. So that was another thing I factored in when I sold players. Is if I brought them in on free transfer, if I can get $1 million plus for them, that's a good bit of business, I think. Atsu's on the left wing at the moment, although Grealish is another one I hope to continue to rotate in because he is somebody I really am looking to turn into a bit of a star going forward. Ola John is on the right wing. Bakuna is somebody who I've just rejected a bid from. I think it was either Reading or Norwich I rejected the bid from. One of them, I think it was, because I just don't have any. There's nobody for me to get to replace him with. So Bakuna, and he offers loads of positions. So Bakuna is going to stay at the club for the foreseeable future. Jovetic is up front, although as I said earlier, Fiera is somebody I'll look to rotate in. Now with regards to strikers, I said I was going to rebuild the strikers. I've got Jovetic, Carlos Fiera, and Morata. Now again, I consider that fourth striker to be Knockout, if I do require him. But Knockout is somebody who's going to be really good to put on the bench, just to play on either wing, the midfield. He's going to play up front, so Knockout's going to be such a versatile player, which is good to have. That's another reason I like Bakuna. Bakuna can play everywhere. Gapue can play everywhere, pretty much through the centre of the pitch, other than up front, of course, anything advanced. Smith is someone I like because he can play on either fullback position comfortably. So I like that versatility the players offer me. Another thing, Morata can play on the wing as well. So we've got loads and loads of options this season. I do think this is the strongest squad we've had since the game started. We've completely ripped the whole initial team apart. Well, the real life squad apart pretty much now. Just keeping what I consider to be some of the best options available to us. But still, I mean, I think I'm done now in the market. I don't foresee me doing anything else now. I think, as I said, I've got Tom Kearney, who I'm trying to sell for $1.5 million. I'm not sure if I've got anybody else on the go to get rid of at the moment. I'm not 100%. I don't know. But anything I don't foresee me doing any more business now. So anything would save it for January. For either to sign in January or to sign for the summer. Jovetic almost got an early goal there. So yeah, we could potentially do something next summer. Pick up a free transfer already. That could be quite good to do again, because obviously got Wijnaldum and Enriquez on a free this year. Did the deals last season. So we could do something similar for next year. So I have to see what happens with that. Now Arsenal offered me a job. I got a 10 million transfer budget. I forgot to mention that. I got a £10 million transfer budget. So a lot of the deals you saw were put over 48 months, or part of it was put over 48 months, because I'm really not bothered about finances, because we are making huge profits. We're set to make massive profits going forward, like £60 million in the financial fair play, which is just ridiculous, because we've slashed the wage bill and then making transfer profits in the transfer every window sort of thing, which is good. So 48 months is not an issue because I've sold players for 48 months as well. But we've gone 1-0 down. Pape Cisse gets the goal, but he was offside. Real Madrid want Baker. They wanted Baker. They don't anymore. They did at the time. They offered me around 20 million for Nathan Baker, which I did turn down. As you see, he's still at the club because he has been such a rock at the back, and he's a legend now of Aston Villa. In the information screen, he is not our captain, but if you did have a good leadership quality in him, in his attributes, then I would have him as our captain, but he doesn't, so he's not the captain. Victor Valdez is the captain, because he's going to play every week and he's got a decent leadership skill, which is good. But so yeah, I rejected bids from Real Madrid for Baker. But overall, I'm fairly happy with the transfer market and what we did. We missed out on some guys, but generally I'm pretty satisfied. I'm pleased Okore's getting a go though. Baker, I'm disappointed not to have Baker in the team, but I'm pleased Okore is getting a run out today. I think that's Solomon Kalou, who's now a Newcastle player apparently. Pape Cisse, Cabaye, still at the club. Anita Ben Arfa, it's just French. Who don't know who that guy is. He's at the post. Oh, Wijnaldum executes a good sliding tackle. Good tackle there. And I was just saying he's defensively not very good. We are at home today against Newcastle, so I do think we should be trying to get a positive result, be it a draw or a win. Realistically, we should be trying to do that. I'm going to put Fiera on, take Jovetic off. He had a shot earlier in the game, didn't he? But he's not scored, so try Fiera. You never know. Fiera and Westwood are on. Got very little, as I was saying, very little of the original squad left. I mean, there's Okore, Lowton, Okore, Ben Arfa. Oh, hits the post. What is this? Lowton, Okore, Baker, Luna, Westwood. Oh, Bakuna, Grealish. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. I don't think there's anyone else left on this squad. Like 7 guys. I've just counted on my fingers. 7 guys. Oh, that was a bad pass. Who was that? 6. Who's 6? That was a terrible, terrible pass. Who is 6? If I go to... I don't have no idea how to find that. Formations? It'll tell me on formations when it's 6. Who is 6? Akore, that was a terrible pass. Are you fatigued? If you are, you're coming off. You are fatigued, so you are coming off. James Tompkins going to get his debut. Partially for punishment for that terrible pass that almost led to a goal, and mostly because you're fatigued. But I don't like changing centre-backs, because it normally means that we concede. Goodbye, swings the ball in. Oh! Manga almost got a goal for them. The former Lorient player, I think he's a Lorient player in real life. Bruno Manga, I think his name is. Something on the lines of that. Pretty good centre-back, actually. Pretty sure he's Lorient. Luna, long throw in. Tompkins comes on for Akore and gets the goal. 1-0. 1-0 to Aston Villa. We move up to 7th in the table. Obviously, it's meaningless. It's the first game of the season for us. But Tompkins has got a goal on his debut after replacing Akore. Good throw by Luna there. Long throw in. Debussy, though, intercepts. I don't know who that guy is. I'm going to have to find out. Sorry, I'm going to have to find out who is that guy. I don't recognise his name. Never heard of him. Never heard of him. Who's he play for? Pleasant. Victoria Pleasant. Never heard of him. Nope. Don't have a clue who you are. But you've done alright this today. You've been at us all the time. And Arthur. Oh, Fernando makes the save. Makes the clearance. Can we just hold on for that result? Goodbye. Oh, good. Right, Valdez in goal still. So Valdez gives me a lot of security at the back there because he is a world-class goalkeeper. So it's crazy to think like Valdez is such a world-class goalkeeper. Like he plays for one of the greatest teams, you know, in the world currently. You know, and he's been part of the best team in my opinion ever. In Guardiola's, Vieira gets the goal. So our substitutes getting the goals for us today. Under Guardiola, the greatest team ever, in my opinion. And yet his international caps are really low because of Casillas. It's crazy to think that that somebody of that caliber is not got, you know, like 100 caps or something crazy like that. It's quite interesting. But apparently we never look like losing. When they were hitting the woodwork, I think we did look like losing. But okay, we'll take that. 3 points on the opening day of the weekend. Our substitutes getting the goals for us. Vieira coming up with the goals is very, very pleasing. West Wigan held Man City. I don't think there's been any news on our Europa League just yet. No, it comes a little bit later, doesn't it? Right, next episode. Who will we do next episode? I'm not going to do Liverpool. I'm just going to come straight back for the Fulham game, unless there's a Europa League game that I feel like I should be showing you. So we got a really tough. I'm just seeing that Stoke's never easy away. Swansea are really good. Obviously got Champions League in the first season. They did. Didn't get anything for this season. I don't think they did. Liverpool never easy. Sorry, Man United never easy. They hammered us last season, didn't they? Then there's Arsenal. There's the Capital One Cup. So hopefully, once we go on a losing streak, which inevitably we will, hopefully that Capital One Cup could be against someone really poor and we can get a win. But Fulham, it could be Fulham, so that should be a good game. Sorry, good game for us. But probably going to have a Europa League game, so don't know who I'm going to be showing just yet. But I'll see you guys next time.